Hi, my name is Lauren Montgomery, and I am the seventh grade English teacher here at Skyview. And welcome to the 2020 Back to School Night virtually. Some things about me: I graduated with my bachelor's in secondary education from Kansas State University in 2016. So, this is my fifth year of teaching. So, when I first started out, I taught grades 7 through 11 in Kansas. It was actually my old high school, so that was definitely interesting. So I taught all of those grades and I coached middle school volleyball and I tried to coach high school forensics or speech and debate. And I was a senior class sponsor, so I was doing a little bit of everything for my first year of teaching. That definitely taught me to be organized. And then I moved to Colorado after my first year, and I taught grades 6 and 7 at Rocky Mountain Classical Academy in Colorado Springs for 2 years. I coached middle school volleyball there for a year. And that school, very similar to this one, they kind of showed me the world of charter schools and made me realize that I really like charter schools and I want to keep working at them. However, I lived in Castle Rock at the time, so that 50-minute drive to school every morning and 50-minute drive home, I really wasn't a fan of that. So started looking around for jobs, saw this school, saw it's a charter school, core knowledge, capturing kids' hearts, and I was like, hey, I can do all that stuff. So I took the job here, and this is my second year teaching at Skyview. I love it so far still. And I really think that your kids are getting the best possible education here. Speaking from experience, when I taught in Kansas, um, they don't start Shakespeare until high school. With core knowledge, you start reading Shakespeare in sixth grade. So definitely a more advanced curriculum and great teachers working here. So super cool. Let's see if we can get this to. Okay, so a class overview. We start every day with a writing prompt. This is our warm up. I just post something like a story starter on the board and the kids write for 5 minutes. It's a free write. I don't look at spelling or grammar for these since it's just a free write and I just want them writing for the entire 5 minutes. And it's a time for them to just be creative. If they don't like the writing prompt, they can write about something else. As long as they're writing, they get points because the more you write, the better you get at it, regardless of if it's something silly or not. So after we do the writing prompt, we'll go over word of the day, which is from a list of SAT and ACT vocab words. We do all of this stuff listed here and talk about that because using fun words in English class is definitely a bonus. And then we'll start class material for the day. So writing prompt and word of the day is our warm-up. And then for block days, we usually go more in depth with reading and writing. So that's when we'll read the stories and talk about them or really dive into writing assignments. 8 period days mostly from last year. I don't know what that's going to look like this year, but if it goes back to having some 8 period days mixed in there, those days are usually for reinforcing concepts learned, and we do short activities associated with the current unit. Right now, with block days every day, we can kind of do a mix of all of that in one. So we're getting a lot of material worked on. The seventh grade curriculum from Core Knowledge. So we read a lot of short stories. We actually just started our short story unit. Some of that includes A Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, The Necklace, Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Gift of the Magi, and then some other ones that we might throw in if we have time. The novels that we read. So we read 3 different novels this year. First one will be The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Again, pretty advanced novel for middle schoolers, but we read it in class. I'll play the audio version as the kids follow along so I can stop and check for understanding and explain things because it can be a little tougher. And then we'll read The Call of the Wild, which is an amazing book, and at the end of the year we read The Diary of Anne Frank. And then we also focus on a lot of poetry. Here are some. I'll let you read that at your own leisure here. But there's a lot of poetry that we work on. We have a whole poetry unit, and then the kids write their own poetry and do a whole project over it. It's one of my favorite units. And then writing, of course, we have the claim data warrant style of writing all throughout middle school in every class. So we'll work on short paragraphs in that style, and we'll also do essays in that style. The research essay with history class is a 5-paragraph essay, but by then they'll have practiced with writing normal paragraphs and 3-paragraph essay, and we do a lot of that in class, so I'm there to help. Stay tuned for more information with that. I don't want to freak anyone out with the research essay. And then creative writing during writing prompt time. That's always something that goes on every day. And then we mix in some grammar throughout the lessons. So we'll do quarterly spelling, Greek and Latin roots. Not doing it this quarter because things are so crazy right now. I don't want to add even more stress until things kind of even out and we get the schedule more figured out. But we also talk about things like parts of the sentence, clauses, punctuation, how to write a sentence that is a good sentence. Talk a lot about that with our writing as well. So for more information, make sure you are part of my Google Classroom page. I try to post the weekly schedule on that along with notes and assignments and updates. Right now it's kind of crazy because we have e-learner stuff on there and hybrid stuff on there. I try to post all the notes that we go over in class to Classroom in case someone's gone or misses it. They can just go to Classroom and get the resources that we talked about. My email is lmontgomery@svak12.org. Feel free to email me with questions. This is a link to the Core Knowledge curriculum if you want to look a little more in depth with that. And then Khan Academy is also a really good resource if your kiddo needs some extra help with something. Tons of videos on Khan Academy for more reinforcement and more practice problems. So thank you for watching. I look forward to this year. Your kids have been amazing so far. I've been really enjoying this year despite all of the craziness. Feel free to email me with questions or concerns. Thanks.